Is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter Amarelo, and the great Vinney Smile Chopra. Vinney, you were calling from your office today.
Yes,
Must be raining outside.
it's raining, brother. And I already did elliptical, and every day exercise is so important for the mind, body, soul, just like we talked about Miracle Morning. And I hope everybody following us really getting good, fit in shape. It's March now. Many of us made some commitments that we're going to go to exercise 5 days a week, 6 days a week. And I like to walk actually. And we were in New Orleans attending the wedding. We walked a lot, tourists as a tourist is. But then with the rain outside, I like to get on the machines. Yeah.
So, Vinny, you and this principle are so interesting because principle 18 is become a world-class expert in your business. You're talking about
Yes.
fitness. As soon as we opened this call, you were traveling in New Orleans with your family. That only comes because you built a great business. So you're a world-class expert. How much does fitness, before we tie into like the actual business of everything, how much does fitness play into your success as a 71-year young entrepreneur who's who's built a nearly multi-billion-dollar company? What is how does fitness play into what you do?
Quite a lot, quite a lot, eating right. And just like we say, we should eat right for the mouth down. We also need to eat right for the mouth up. Like Zig Ziglar used to say, right? Stinking thinking. And what do we do to, get our mind right? And I really believe what Elrod in the, Miracle Morning talks about, and then again the new book, Miracle Morning Millionaires. You got to set your day right. How can you really set your day right? By feeling positivity, by paying gratitude, by exercising. So what you just said, if I don't exercise, my day doesn't go that well. I feel guilty. You know how it is? Because you set your subconscious, hey, expect that to do. So it's very important, I think, eating right, eating healthy, eating for the mind, you know, positivity in the morning, and then exercising. Keep your muscles tight. I want to sit straight. I want to not hold the cane, like that. Yeah. And I
So,
know
Vinny, we're
you're amazing. You're amazing. You go exercise, that's so great. You and Dorina. And it should be a part of life because body is a temple. Body is a temple, and we need to respect this temple. See,
so Vinny,
nothing. Wealth, health is wealth. We talk about it. Sorry, I cut you. But health is wealth. Literally, when you are 71, I'll be 72 in August. It's even more important that we really, really take care of this temple.
So those who are listening, the Abundance Thursdays, this call, although we do go into technical deals and sometimes Vinny teaches us some case studies and talks about a lot of strategy and some high level thinking. One of the things that I've noticed from hanging out with Vinny for the last 2 years and in personally learning how to build this portfolio and expand my business, and now Vinny's on the board for Alchemist Nation. One of the things I've learned is that Vinny talks a lot about mindset. He talks a lot about the development and elevation of where your headspace is. So if you're listening to this and every so often Vinny goes into these mindset communications and your brain says, oh, that's not important, that could be exactly why you've been where you have been for so long. So if
Mhm.
Vinny starts talking about mindset and he goes in that direction, please go with him. Please take the journey with him. Because as I've been on this journey following his mindset and adjusting my own, and anytime I feel myself say, oh, well, okay, mindset again, please know that that's what's changed and improved my life. So stay focused as we go through this. This is, by the way, one of the most important concepts that people underestimate. They think, of course, yeah, whatever, I can't be that. So we're going to go dive in. How did Vinny become a world-class expert? You don't build a $1.6 billion portfolio by being just the average real estate investor, right, Vinny? There's only a handful of people who've ever gotten to the size that you've accomplished. You obviously did it with partners. We've talked about that. And we will continue to do that in
Yes.
principles to come. But to build a world-class expert, to become a world-class expert, to build a world-class business, there are a couple of steps that you communicated with me earlier. There's six here. The first being master your craft. The second being build your brand.
Yes.
The third being
Yes.
delivering value. The fourth being networking and collaboration. The fifth being
Yes.
thought leadership. And the last
Yep.
being case studies and success stories, sharing them with people so that people acknowledge like
Yeah.
that you're successful. Before we go into any of these, do you believe that you're a world class expert? Like, does your team feel like what you do is the best, or you're always striving for slightly more?
That's a very loaded question, brother. I would say that I feel every morning, how can I get better? See, that is the strive as a CEO of lots of companies, businesses. People are depending on me. Their kids are depending their education. So I need to be a top-notch leader in my field. And every leader really spends a lot of time sharpening their saw. I call it sharpening the saw to be really, up to date with the cutting edge systems, techniques, and making sure that we are doing like tomorrow early morning we leave my daughter and I to go to Phoenix, Scottsdale, and we have put together 2 action-packed days where we're going to be looking at lots of assisted livings and centers and meeting with brokers and the leasing people and the director who we might be hiring, to partnership with us. So it's like we are setting up this week to have the best 2 days there, Scottsdale. Then we come back on Saturday evening, or nighttime. So the key thing is you got to pivot. You got to do things differently. With the multifamily where it is now, a lot of great opportunities are there. They are out there. They are out there. And we need to pivot, like, buying marinas or laundromats or businesses, franchising. So many opportunities out there. It's very mind boggling, to see. It's a daunting job, but when you break it down piece by piece by piece, it's not. It's not. We can compartmentalize every single thing. When we say, I can only do this or this or this or this, that's something I learned from Built to Last book, I think by John Collins, I think,
I
if
love
I
that book.
remember.
Yep.
Love that book, brother.
Yep.
And that was the thing, it changed my life because he talks about take out or and replace it with and. Don't say to your psyche, don't say to your subconscious, I can only be good at this thing or this thing or this thing. I'm going to spend all my time into one basket. No, no, no. Don't put all the eggs in one basket. Contrary to a lot of people, and a lot of books are written, that you got to be only be doing one thing, which is okay. One thing at certain portion of the day. But you should be doing 3 things: side hustle, W2 job, learning, all those things we are capable of. Our human mind or brain, we use only 7% of the brain. 93% is not used. Why? Why? And this life is to really think abundance, manifest abundance, and learn and then implement and take action.
It's fantastic. So that is you actually just gave us broke down a whole process on how you master your craft, and you leverage the diversification. You diversify in education, right? You've done a very good job at hyper focusing. Obviously, you didn't diversify very deeply to build a portfolio, although you have now diversified into other types of asset classes. But you did a lot of education so that you could get into these other asset classes
Yeah.
once you built your first portfolios. Now, the second part you put in here was building your brand. How did you
Yeah.
become so trustworthy? Like, what was it like from the first investor to that next investor? What is it you did so that your brand was being promoted before you got to a person? How did you start that process?
Oh my gosh, you opened up a really something. I had no website for first 5 years in this business.
Everybody
It
says I
was.
should build a website, right?
Yeah, I know. Now I say build the website, get the brand, get the podcast, get this, get that. Because back then, when I started in 2007, 8, and 9, right, and all that, website was not important. One on one was more important. And that's what we did, inviting people to the luncheons and meetups and everything and boot camps, all those. So that started my business. Now I promote differently because people don't want to talk to you unless they read upon you, your LinkedIn profile, what you up to, and your Instagram and your, Facebook. So you cannot really make a big impact with your future client or investor or anybody unless you put a good digital foot forward, right? So that's very, very important. Having an educational brochure for your investor, in my case, is very, very important, which I gave it in my, coaching. It cost me $10,000, I remember, 10, 15 years back, to design it. And now we just give it in PPT, PowerPoint, where either students can take my picture out and the logos, and it's there overnight.
So
Overnight.
Vinny, I use that all the time. I teach a course now called How to Buy Real Estate, How to Buy Commercial Real Estate, and it is
Yeah.
basically your PowerPoint. The
Ah,
only thing I did was change the brand and the logo, and I just
mhm.
added my picture in there. But I left some
Awesome.
of your slides. I have some of your slides like deal, but I'll go through it and say, hey, by the way, here are some deals that my mentor has done.
Yeah.
So, because I'm not currently raising capital. I don't need any capital at the moment. So I'm just like, hey, here's some deals that Vinny's done. This is the
Yeah.
sort of deal you'd be looking for and how you evaluate these things.
Yep.
So, yeah, I love that PowerPoint. I love that you give that away. So
Thank you.
building your brand is
Thank you.
really important. You do it
Very
digitally
big.
for your LinkedIn, your Facebook
Mhm.
profile, and you just get as how important is face to face? So do you still do like the Zoom calls with investors? Do you still do webinars? You still do trainings?
Yes, yes. I think I don't like when people say I can only talk to you on the phone. I don't like it. I don't.
Me
I like
neither.
to do FaceTime. I like to do Zoom. I've been doing go-to meetings. I've been doing, of course, Skype. I remember way back when. So every time when I met with my, investors, let's say in the early years, now of course we have built relationship and all. We can talk on the phone. But when I did that, used to go over my PowerPoint presentation and record. I'll ask them, by the way, I'll be covering a lot of things in our 20, 30 minutes. Is it okay if I can record? I'll save it in the Dropbox and send you the link so that you could kind of review what we covered, share it with your spouse, with your, pastor, with your family, friends, like that, right? Because the investors need to feel totally at home and confident what they are getting into. See,
It's
that's the most
fantastic.
important. That's the
You
most
just
important.
went into the third note, which was delivering value. Explore the significance of
Yeah.
delivering unparalleled value with your clients and customers. So
Yes.
you took the meeting of adding value and you recorded it and then
Yes.
shared that with them along with the PowerPoint so that those components now are value. Even though it was something that you don't see the value in, they do. They see a tremendous amount of value, and you made sure you do that. So that's systematic. That's something you do every single time you have a new
Every
product,
single
new offering.
time. Every single time, brother. And the other hack I would love to share with everybody. I mean, I just did maybe very first webinar in 16 years, regular webinar to the investors maybe 2 months back. That was the very first webinar. Hold on. People say, Vinny, and how are you raising millions of dollars?
I
You know,
my jaw just dropped. I've only ever raised money through webinars, so I'm now you have my full attention.
Vinny is an engineer, right, at home. So I was doing quarterly meetings in Zoom for my investors of the asset they already invested in. So I knew that those who came, maybe 50% came, that evening when I used to do it, I will record it and then send it out to all the investors of the asset. Now I knew that everybody's going to watch towards the end. So I started to put my next deal at the end of the quarterly meetings.
Vinny, you're making me think I need to go do a deal. And I've always thought I'm not going to bring in a lot of investors. I've always kept my deals very tight, three, four investors, quarter
Mhm.
million, whatever at a time.
Yeah,
And well, not always, but that's what I've shifted to this past year. But you've
yeah.
got me now thinking I should do something small with, $50,000 minimums, just maybe a fund, 100
Hmm.
investors, and
Hmm.
just for the relationship, just for the quarterly meetings as a marketing
Totally,
scenario.
totally,
Pay
totally.
them good, take care of them, but it's really about marketing, isn't it?
It was amazing because I would take them from one place, one city to next city to next city to next city by sharing with them the statistics and why I'm going to Atlanta, Georgia, or Florida, because I was in Texas. Those are and then Williamsburg, Virginia, and then Utah. I mean, all these things. Investors, you got to always be thinking what investors are thinking. So, what's in their mind that will make a good, easy decision for them to follow? In syndication, the money has to follow your deals. So, you
Vinny,
cannot just.
I am
Mhm.
learning a
Please,
lot, but I just realized my mind is now listening because now I want to do a fund with 100 investors, 50,000 each,
you
and I want
should.
to
You
invest.
should.
I want to put it with you, and I want you to do
Yeah.
all your team do all the work. I won't get it done probably till the summit, but I'm thinking like now I'm like
No,
this would be a good value to be world class expert is to
fabulous.
partner with you.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Cool.
And it's called fund of a fund. It's called fund of a fund,
Fund of a fund.
literally fund of a funds. And it's so simple because you will be in charge of your, investors and everybody. That's right. And you're doing value, you're giving value to them because lots of people in this universe or in this country have made good money, but they don't have time to find good deals. It's just not possible. You got to be a specialist to talk to brokers, off market deals, underwrite,
All the work you
finance,
do already. All the work
all the
you and your
work.
daughter are
Yeah.
literally flying out to Arizona to do. Okay. Yep. Sorry, Vinny. I
Yeah.
didn't
Thank
want
you.
to interrupt, but I just
No,
knew my
no,
mind
no,
was. I was at a point
no.
where I was like, "This is a really good idea. I think this would work." So, okay, cool.
LPs and GPs. It's called LPs and GPs, limited partners and general partners. So, Monil Investment Group, my partners, my wife, myself, and Monica, we are general partners. We are on the loan. We find the deals. We underwrite. We manage. We do everything.
You do all the work.
Our limited partners, they just write the check or wire the money and sit tight. And then we give them updates, and then we pay quarterly. We don't pay monthly. We feel like it's much easier to get a bigger check, mailbox money we call it. But it's
It
done
saves the whole fund money because if you're doing payroll if you're doing the expenses every single
totally,
month, that's money that we could have saved. I
totally,
like it.
for
Number
sure, for
four,
sure. Yes,
networking
sir.
and collaboration.
Oh,
Tapping into the power of networking and collaboration to expand your influence and reach. How has this helped you position yourself as a world expert? Like, how
you
is your
know,
network and your collaboration and deals?
huge,
Yeah,
huge, huge, brother. I'll say network is your net worth, right? A lot of people say that, which is so true. Everybody that you have in your Rolodex, one should look at your Rolodeck and say, by the way, did I write some notes to this and that? I do texting like crazy. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste with my picture, with my business card, digital business card. And people reply back because thing is a new thing. It's the up and I mean people love to respond much better quickly through texting. Otherwise emails get lost. I think both are great, by the way. Nothing to worry. Even video texting and sending message, I've been trying to get better at it, but that's what I find. The personal touch is so important with brokers, with lenders, with the loan brokers, customers, everybody, right? I mean, we should be using Zoom and FaceTime to the hilt.
I like this. As we're thinking about it, like I've actually not only seen you leverage this, I've seen like Alchemist Nation leverage your brand to help elevate our brand and our mission, right? When we have you speak at the summit, people are perceiving now, wow, this extremely successful billionaire from California is flying out, and it's actually elevated our brand as Alchemist Nation and said, wow, like look at
Right.
that. We've positioned ourselves as world class experts. And same with guys like Bill Allen, who runs Seven
Yeah.
Figure Flipping. So
Yes.
this model, it works in the real estate investment space when a person brings in somebody like you as a key principal into a deal, or they have you. So your operators, the people who are doing a lot of your deals, are leveraging your brand, your world class expert status to get capital into their deals and to get probably you. I've seen you get people approval for their bank loans because you're on the deal. So like
Oh, thank you.
things
Thank you.
work better in your deals because of your world class expert status and the network and collaboration you've already built for yourself. Very
You're
cool.
right. It starts small. I mean, I remember the time when I bought 14 units, right, for $180,000. And I remember buying a duplex where the VP of that local bank, he okayed the loan on Saturday morning. I wanted to make sure he'll give me loan on Monday morning because I wanted to sign the deal over the weekend for this duplex. We still own the duplex, 2,800 or 2,900 per month comes in. But the key thing is you got to really be building value with everybody, no matter who is there. You got to just give your best so that they leave you with a very positive impact that you made on their in their life. Investors, brokers, everybody. And we got to respect everybody. You got to show respect. To get respect, you got to show respect. And respect in punctuality, respect in listening to them when they are talking, respect in asking the right questions and preparing. So, all those things really build your brand, build people up. And then the other thing I would like to say to everybody, make an impact. Everybody should write a small ebook. What's your business about? Write some blog. AI can help you write blogs and newsletters. Make sure that you're sending newsletters to your people that you are, future clients and present clients, all those. So those are small, small things. But the best thing is you don't even have to do it. You just hire virtual assistants or international assistants. Like I always say that they are amazing people. They are great people. They do so well. Like Bo Eckstein, my good buddy, my partner from Vinney and Bo's show, that you know him very well. I mean,
Yep.
he's just gone big time. Look at the summit he just put together last week. And you just see him all over the place. He's branded so well in the last 1 year. And now he's the expert business coach with franchising. Yeah.
So Vinny, this leads right into thought leadership. Number five is thought leadership. Um,
Mhm.
how to become a sought out expert. It says in here, uh, you you found a way to leverage public speaking, writing, and media presences, your media presence to put yourself as a thought leader. I know, actually, perfect example. We had the mastermind for the Syndication Academy Monday, and one of the gentlemen just told me, he said, "Yeah, I just read Vinny's senior assisted living book." And I asked him, "It's like, well, how was it?" He said, "It was very informative." He said, "There's a
Oh.
lot of information." And he did. I said, "I'm going to tell you." I told him I would tell you this. He said some of the pictures were hard to see. So
Oh, really?
so I told him, I was like, you know what? I'll ask Vinny to see if at some points,
We could
maybe
fix it. Yeah.
maybe we can put those pictures out on the website, like as PDFs, so
I
people
would
can
love to, love to, love to.
just a
Oh, we'll
valuable
put it
thing.
in
Could
the
yeah.
benefit page. Actually, now in the new books, we are saying vinnychopra.com free benefits slash free benefits. We'll put them up there, brother. Just let me know. Well, and I'll have my team go over those pictures. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll
Thank you
find out
so
what
much.
pages they're on, but very
Love
cool.
to,
So
love
so
to.
why did you write the books? Why have you written three books? Right, you've written three books on three different
Yes.
topics, and that has now positioned you as a thought leader. Right there we go. And then you got Dorina
Yay.
has mine in the other room. There it is. A
There it
senior
is.
living
Yes.
investing made easy. And then you have the made easy brand, right? So you're
Yeah,
talking about these complex
immediately.
subjects and you're making
Yes,
them easy. How
yes.
has that had an impact? And how has
Big
speaking
time,
and
big time.
writing and media presences helped you
It,
become a world-class expert or
to
thought
be
leader?
very truthful, it has helped me, literally. When you write a book, you research more. You try to dig into your examples and see what you have been able to learn and implement. and then augment it even more because you want to give more to the people who will read the book. So actually, this has been really good. These three books have really given me a lot more knowledge and made me aware of lots of things. And people then perceive anybody that writes a book, whether you are really specialist in it or not, guess what? People put you at a pedestal. They
Yep.
really do. So I think it's not hard at all. My brother, my good friend Derek Clifford, he wrote the book in 1 month. There are places out there on the internet that people can interview you, and then they are able to write chapters. Because I'm not a good writer, I say that always, but my publishers, my people, now I'm writing my fourth book actually, which will be coming up in a series of different interviews and big authorities and all. I was talking to Lewis, Mike Lewis, and we are talking about that. And then the key thing is impart your knowledge. That's all it is. Everybody's got a book in them. I say that. And it's a legacy. It's legacy. When I'm gone, books still be there on Amazon and other places all over. My goal is to just give it them as many as digital copies, audio copies for free around the world.
I will add to this a statistic that I don't know if you know this, but I'll throw it at you. That
Uh-huh.
of the 100 billion people who have ever lived throughout recorded history that we can track, there have only ever been 1 in 1,000 people who has written a book. So an author,
Wow.
if you are an author, this is not just the 8 billion people on the planet. This is the
Yes.
100 billion people who have ever lived and written and
Yes.
been around over the last 6,000, 10,000 years that we've tracked. Only
Hmm.
1 in 1,000 people will author a book. So that is one of the reasons that authoring a book makes you an expert. It puts you up at the
Hmm.
top of a group of a
Right.
very small group of people who are living today,
Yeah.
who have ever lived, which is which is a very
Wow.
interesting metric. So
Love
that's
it.
very
Love
cool. I
it.
like that you use the books and you use your speaking and you use your writing as a way to make yourself a thought leader. The last one is case studies and success stories. So, what is it about talking about a deal or investors? Because I know when you talk to me about other investors you've paid, I feel more like, wow, I feel safer investing with you. So,
Yes.
why is it that social proof or seeing other people do well, or how do you use that? How do you use that in your business to make you a world-class expert? Why is it so important to include the success of your clients?
It's very important, very, very important. I know a lot of my investors are very private people. I don't ask them. Like I have zero video testimonial from my investors because they are very happy, contented. They are not showy. They don't want to be out in the public, and I value them, right? They have written comments, which is fine. And you see on my website and all, students that I teach, they don't mind giving me videos. Hey, they want to feel good and I've built this portfolio, I bought this and that. I would say case studies of what I've taught for last 16 years, it's been always my properties. Because once you're going through it, it's much easier to explain and go through the nicks and blunders and this or the good things and bad things. So you are able to talk about it much with conviction, with confidence, and other people then understand what you are doing. See, a lot of
Wow, Vinny.
times people take examples and as if they're doing it, but they're not doing it. It's hypothetical. But most of my examples have been real deals, that I've been undertaking. And whenever I was coaching that Wednesday, which I coach every Wednesday, I always bring out what I'm going through, so that it's recorded and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So Dave Mulvaney and Steve Beaver, like
Mhm.
I know a few people who
Mhm.
are in your Wednesday class every Wednesday, and they say that it's the
Yes.
case studies that really have helped them, inspired them. And
Thank
I
you.
think that you've leveraged your education too as a great way to create case studies from students. And so
Hmm.
that has really helped you separate yourself from a lot of other syndicators who can't really talk about the success of others through the process, which is
Hmm.
very, very unique. in making yourself a world-class expert. It's fantastic. But this principle, by the way, has been a lot of fun. And now I've got to go talk to Dorina about getting a fund going so that we
Yes,
can
yes, yes.
because I know if I start today, it'll be done, months from now.
Fund
But
of a fund. Fund of a fund is the best way because SEC does not allow to be paid commissions for raising money. Please, everybody listen. If you're doing it wrong, it should be corrected. The key thing is you got to set up a legal structure so that you could get paid. If you're FINRA and other, if you're broker dealer, yes, you can get paid commission, but you cannot get paid commission proportionate to how much money you raise and all that. So fund of a fund is the best way. Yeah.
very cool. Vinny, what piece of advice do you have somebody who is, let's say they're sitting in their business, they're looking at the market and saying, man, interest rates, are they going to come down? Are they going to go up? And they're looking right now to become more of a world-class expert. Maybe they're not closing deals. Maybe they don't have any deals that they're doing right now. What is an easy way, one thing that somebody could work on right now to start positioning themselves as a world-class expert?
Excellent. I would definitely say the power of raising money, the art of syndication, a power of really educating. Three things I just said, which is true. As you educate your contact circle, and I say influence circle, like six different influences, I talk about circles in my apartment syndication made easy. The key thing is make sure that you're talking to two people. If you want to really have more money to invest into commercial real estate, if you have all the money, don't worry, then you invest yours because great deals are out there. Seller financing, even though interest rates will not be cut now until I heard like June, July. I mean, Fed is kind of changing it, or maybe even November. But things will happen. But you got to always pivot and see what's available. Now, for example, senior assisted living, which is the silver tsunami. That's why we are going for 2 days in Scottsdale, Arizona, because that's the mecca of people retiring. Number one place in USA where seniors want to retire is Arizona, Scottsdale. So we are going there because the apartment complex, which I've been used to, multifamily, if I get only $1,200 rent by providing meals and care for seniors with the silver tsunami, 10,000 baby boomers turning 65, they will be willing to pay me 6,000 per month. Hold on. Same unit or even smaller unit because they are enjoying, life and all that. They will be paying 4 times that much. So the profitability of senior assisted living is much better than apartments.
No kidding.
Is that something? Is that something? I mean, and everybody should get in the bandwagon. I'm telling you, investors, limited partners, general partners, because for the next 30, 40 years, our population of seniors is going to grow to 100 million people. 25% of our population will be seniors in this country. We are at 365 million, I think. And with immigration and all this, we will be almost 425 million. I saw one of the graphs in the next 40 years will be 425 million, I think is the number. So 100 million will be seniors. So huge, huge opportunities are abound for us.
I think that's perfect. For everybody who's listening, educate yourself on senior living. I talk about it often. Educate yourself on the silver tsunami, the baby boom generation, and be building your network. Now is the time to build your network. Now is the time to build your knowledge. If you have money
And
to invest,
And please go to
there it is.
Amazon and get this one. Actually, the publicity is coming out, I think, in about 2 weeks or so, press releases in 300 papers and journals. So they're writing all that. My publishing team is doing it, and we'll be launching it, world launching. It's already on Amazon. Please go ahead and get that and give some good reviews. I would
Go to
appreciate
Amazon, read the book, give a good review.
it.
If you have money to invest right now, please educate yourself.
Yes.
There's a lot of distractions in the marketplace. Get the best education. Really, just make sure you know what you're investing in. Ask for the documentation. Make sure you're working with operators who know what they're doing. Every Thursday, Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter Amarelo, and Vinney Smile Chopra. We do this at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 9 a.m. PST.
Yes.
Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. We'll see you next week.
God bless you. See you next week. Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
brother.
Vinny.